Hi everybody, I'm super excited to share my latest project with you all. This is my own original idea. I've made these darling folios out of shirt boxes from the Dollar Tree. Let me show you the shirt boxes, the package, what it looks like. So they come in white and they come in brown, and you can use either one. I prefer the color of the brown, but the white, I feel like it cracks a little bit. It doesn't crack. Sometimes the brown you'll get a tiny bit of cracking. This is the size you're looking for. It's a medium size. Let's see if I can hold it still for you. You could take a screenshot if you want to. And they're almost 9.5. It says 9.43 by 14.25 inches. So, and they are the perfect size to make these guys. We just score them and fold them up. Well, yeah, you have to kind of trim the corners a bit to get rid of some of the bulk, but it's pretty simple. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and take a look. This one I decorated up a little more. I put a cut apart card on the front and some other little cutouts. Isn't this beautiful paper? This is the Farmhouse Market collection by Carta Bella. It's a few years old. I've had it in my stash for a little while, and I just really wanted to, use it. Let's see, I've got I'll show you what it looks like. And I'll link that below so you can purchase it if you want to, but of course you can use any paper for this project. I love this one because it has a lot of pinks in it, and I thought it would be cute. And florals, I thought it would be really cute for a Valentine's Day gift, for all your Galentine friends. I think also it's not like a specific Valentine paper. It could be used for Mother's Day. It would be great for teachers' gifts. And this would be perfect for a market if you're doing a market to sell some at. They're really sturdy. I love the way the shirt boxes turn out. Once you add paper on them, they're super sturdy. So here's this one. This one I just left more simple. I wanted you to see that it's still really cute. Even if it doesn't have a ton of decoration on it, I've added little pockets and a cute pin. Keep your eye out for some cute pins. I find mine at like the budget stores like Ross or Marshall's or TJ Maxx. I found these at Marshall's not too long ago. So, and I don't like to pay more than about $1 for a pen. Oh, sometimes you can find cute pens at the Dollar Tree. So, and this little pad also comes from the Dollar Tree. Let me show you that. This is what the package looks like. There's 3 in a package. So you'll get, if you buy a box of the shirt boxes, it's a 2-piece set. So, but that means you have 4 pieces because there's a top and bottom to each piece. So you can make 4 of these folios out of one package, and then you'll have 3 of these. And I did use a piece of craft paper to line my pockets, to do the base of the pockets. But you also, if you had one of your shirt boxes left, you could cut that up and use that rather than, buying a piece of craft paper if you don't already have it. Also, I saw these at the Dollar Tree, and they're a perfect size to put. If you didn't want to make pockets, you could cover that with some of the pretty paper and just tuck that into, a little strip of paper, or make one pocket and tuck that in there. That would make it a little more simple and quick to make. So let's see. And this one I haven't finished the inside yet. That's what we're going to work on today. But let me show you the other. This is my list of supplies if you want to take a quick snapshot of that, and then you'll have it if you go shopping. So I did add a little, oh, let me show you that. Again, I guess I should show you my little cards. I cut that out of a sheet of paper. That's one of the cut aparts. This collection has beautiful, beautiful paper in it. Lots of cute cut aparts that you can make cards with. Another little tag, but I just grabbed a little sticky note pad from the Dollar Tree also, and it tucks right in there. Isn't that cute? So, alrighty. Here's a sticker here. Another sticker. I put, let's see, it was a little box. I put this little box of flowers on top of this cake stand to make it kind of look like a cake. I thought that turned out cute. And I slipped the notepad into just a little band, a scrap of paper, so that if you fill up your notepad, you can replace it. Another cute pen I've got here, and I'll show you at the end. I hope I don't forget. I'll show you at the end how to just use some ribbon there to attach your pen. So, okay, on to the supplies again. Talked about the craft paper, the Farmhouse Market collection. The seam binding I used is, let's see, the color that matches perfectly with this collection. It's called Pink Salmon. This is Hug Snug seam binding, and I'll link this below also, just in case you're like me and you want to have a lot of everything. You can always use a lot of pink ribbon, right? But this is what they use for the crinkle ribbon. So all you have to do is spray it with a spray bottle and scrunch it up in your hands and let it dry. And then it becomes crinkle ribbon. But I didn't crinkle it today. I just wanted it to be loose and soft. But I think it's like $16 last time I checked. And so it's 100 yards, that becomes about 16 cents per yard, which is really a great deal. And you can use any kind of ribbon that you have on hand. The cute pans we talked about, keep an eye out for those. I did use a corner chomper on my corners here. I don't know if you could use regular corner punch because this is pretty heavyweight. A scoreboard. If you don't have a scoreboard, use your paper cutter. Hopefully you have a paper trimmer. And a stylus. They have a stylus that you can get at the Dollar Tree. It looks like this. Use this larger ball end, and you just put your paper where it needs to be, measure it out, and then run your stylus down that groove that your paper cutter would cut on. This is the scoreboard that I have. It's really nice. It's Martha Stewart. It does make it easier. I did use an envelope punch board to do the little notches for the pockets, but that's not necessary. You can use a circle punch and cut a half of a circle notch out of the top of the pockets, or you can just leave them square. I did use some eyelets and some buttons and an eyelet setter. This is eyelet setter from We Are Memory Keepers. It's a hole punch and it sits. The eyelets, I just had these in my stash and I thought they were so cute to go with this paper. Some glue, of course, scissors, whatnot. All right. Sorry, that took a little while. And yeah, I'll link as many supplies below as I can. Also, I made a similar video last year using these shirt boxes, if you're interested in watching that. It's more of a springy. And it's just a regular fold out book. I thought they turned out super cute, and I put some of the notebooks, just tucked them in a pocket from the Dollar Tree, which I covered. I just pulled the cover off of it and put some cute paper on it. This one, let's see, I've got a notebook and I put a planner in the back, so I love that. So if you want to watch that video also, this is the planner that comes, and they're harder to find this year, I feel like, especially now that it's February, but yeah, they're the ones that come with like a plastic sleeve around them. This one I did put a string through the spine and to attach that book, so super cute. Some little cards that I've tucked in there. Okay, moving on. Let's see. So what you first want to do is take your shirt box and just pull those corners apart. And if they rip a little bit, it does not matter because we're going to cut some of that off. I've already done one side here, so you can see we want it to lay nice and flat so we don't have a whole bunch of bulk in there when you try to fold it. And you can just take your scissors and cut. Let's get this in an angle where I can work with it. Just cut that off where it's kind of scored there and bent. Cut that right off. And I like to be careful around my corner and not cut that corner off because it won't look as good. And then go straight across. But it's a little tough sometimes to tell if you're going straight or not. So what I really like to do, if you're going to be selling these to make them look really nice, is just extend that line out like that. Those two are done. Okay, so line it right behind that score mark, and that's already marked for you. Just draw that line there. I did try using my finger, I don't even know what it's called, finger cutter thing, but it cut out too much because if you cut straight across, see, I like to go make sure I'm not cutting that corner, so I'm going to go kind of a tiny bit around it, and then cut that square mark off. Let's look at that. See, that's perfect. And then they come together in the corner. That's what you want. Most of it is going to be covered by the paper, like that much of it. Okay. Got one more here to finish. Okay, and I've already done my other two corners, so it looks like that. And those two, I can see I didn't quite get that right. They're overlapping, so I'm going to trim that a little bit more. Not all the way to the end here. Got a funny spot there. That needs to be trimmed a little bit more. Okay. All right. And then we are going to simply glue those flaps down. I'm gonna grab my chair. This is my favorite craft glue. It's called Art Glitter Glue. I did put it in a frosting bottle from Sweet Sugar Belle, and it works really well. It doesn't seem to get clogged up. I'll link the glue below if you're interested. I always like to know what people are using. I like to get it pretty close to the edge on this part. these 3 edges here. That's the important part. And then I'll just add a little more kind of in the center for good measure. I'll move this for now. I have to be careful not to get glue on my nice kitchen table though. Okay, do one more for you and then I'll probably fast forward a little bit so you don't have to sit and watch me glue. But that's all there is to it. Glue those flaps down. And I probably let them dry for 5 minutes or so, just to make sure that it's going to stay in place. And this glue, I love this glue because it dries quickly. And when it dries, like if you get some glue on your project where you don't want it, you can't see it. It dries totally clear and totally matte. You're not going to see a shiny spot. Okay, I went ahead and, excuse me, I cut some pieces to fit inside while I was waiting for that to dry. Let's see, I've got some measurements here for you too. I'll stick those here for a minute, and you can take a picture of that if you want to. That way you don't have to go through, oh, that's not the one I want right now. That way you won't have to go through the whole video again to find your measurements. All right, and I'll show you real quick what those are. Let's see here. So you'll cut 2 fronts. That's for this and your left inside flap at 4 7/8 by 9 3/16. Then you'll cut 2 flaps here and here, 2 1/8 by 9 3/16. You'll need 2 centers that will go here and on your back. Okay, at 5 7/8 by 9 and probably 3/16, but mine was a tiny bit wider in the center for some reason, so I did it at 9.25. Then you'll need 4 spines, 2 here and 2 here. And those are 7/16 of an inch by 9 3/16. And when you're doing this, and the ones in the middle inside, make sure that it's not any bigger than that because it has to be able to fold. The ones on the outside, it's okay if they're slightly wider. Okay. So grab my stuff here. This is so much fun. I love playing with this gorgeous paper. It's so easy to work with. I love Carta Bella. I probably say that in a lot of my videos, but okay. And now we're going to score. Let's see if I can find my little my little note for the scoring. Here it is. This is what you're going to score at. Just 4 score marks. Your first one will be of 5 inches, so make sure you've got this right up in the corner. You can score it before you glue it. I haven't decided which way I like better. I feel like it folds better if you score it after, but it is a little more difficult. You have to use more pressure, of course, to get it through. So I have to push pretty hard right here where it's doubled up, and then more carefully here in the center, and continue on there. And I hold it, my bone folder more flat here at the end, so it's not going to rip the edge of your paper. I'm gonna do that one more time. Okay, and then at 5 1/2, and that will make your spine. A 1/2 inch spine there, just like that. One more time, make sure it's up in the corner. Okay, and then again at 11 1/2 and 12. 11 and a half. My phone is kind of in my way here. Do my best. I think that's straight. Gotta really push in on that where it's doubled up. But if you do it before you glue it, then it's like bigger than your scoreboard, so you have to kind of move it around. Okay, is that right? Yeah, 11 and a half and 12. Oops, that doesn't look quite. Okay, there we go. I think I slipped on that one, but no biggie. Okay, now I'm gonna turn it over and make sure that those are pretty clear, that you can see those lines. I'm gonna go over this one more time that I messed up on. I think that was at the bottom. Whoops. Okay, let's take a look at that. That looks better. Okay, that's your scoring. Now we're just going to fold it kind of carefully. We're not going to score our folds. We're just going to carefully and gently make a 90-degree angle. I'm going to take my, turn it this way so it's easier to work with. Take my bone folder against that and just rub it against that to make a nice crease. But if we fold it all the way over and score it, it's going to crack. Okay, do that one more time. Just hold your ruler against that score mark. I'm going to go this way this time, I think. And you could also, I think you could hold it like against your hair, against your scoreboard. It might be even easier. Let's try that. Yeah, that's more stable. Just work it in there, kind of gently, like that. Yeah, that worked really well. Okay. Looking good so far. Turn it around and do this side. Line it up. I can't see with the shadows there. Okay, to put my glasses on. I need some more light. This is the spot that I didn't score it quite right. Okay, there we go. Don't want to mess it up. Okay. Good. That one, and then one more. I'm gonna. Okay, did that last one. So this is what we have now. Fold that all together, and I'm going to hold it up this way and make sure it looks square and it looks good. Flip it around. Gonna just kind of push this a little bit. I'm gonna push this one a little bit. Ooh, I didn't get that quite square. Gosh, I think I got that in the wrong spot. Oh, it's because I had scored it kind of badly. I think I need to try that one more time. It's a tricky spot. I think I should be using my ruler so I can see it better. Yeah, I totally messed that one up because I couldn't see it with the shadows there. So hopefully it's going to look okay still. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, that's better. Okay. That's our flap. You can put your flap on the other side if you wanted to. It just feels to me like it should be on the right side. Probably because I'm right-handed. I'll work with that a little bit. So, yeah, it's probably easier to score it before you glue it. I don't know. I have made 4 or 5 of these and I haven't decided yet. Okay. Because when you score it before you glue it, you're scoring it with your flaps open all in one direction, and then you fold your flaps over and they're scored in a different direction than your base is. And so that way it doesn't fold quite as nicely. All right, and then I'm going to use my corner chomper. Let's see, it's over here. I have to be careful not to knock my phone off. This is my corner chomper. I could probably link that below, but yeah, it's not necessary. You can have square corners if you want. I've put a little piece of washi tape there so I know without looking at the measurements I need to empty this, I guess. Got little pieces falling out. Anyway, that way I know which side is the bigger side, which I'm using today, the 1/2 inch side, without reading. Okay, just as easy as that. And got some pieces cut here. Let's see, I'll start just with this inside piece. So that one was, let's see, this one is the front and left, 4 7/8 by 9 3/16. And I did go ahead and I want to make sure it's not covering that score line and it looks good. And that you've got a good amount of, little bit of, you know, yeah, tiny bit of brown showing all the way around the edges. And that looks pretty good. I did use just I have a fancy little rotary sander thing, but it takes too long. I usually just use a rough emery board on the edges of my paper. I'll put it against my countertop and just go like that and drag it really fast. It takes like 30 seconds. Yeah, isn't this pretty paper? Okay, and I'm just, you could totally use some, score tape if you wanted to. Oh, yeah, I have not had this clog up on me before, and of course now it's going to. Okay. Stuck a pin in it and we're good. Just going to go all the way around the edges. Pretty close to the edge. Just a thin line of glue. You don't want it, seeping out. And I'll just do a little extra in the center, like that. And put it in place, trying to make sure I've got an even border of the brown around. Push that up a little. And I think that looks pretty good. Glue on my fingers, of course. I'll use my bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, use the back of your scissors. or a butter knife, like that. Okay, make sure it's gonna fold okay, that looks good. Let's see, do this cute barn paper. Next, I mostly like to lay it out flat to glue my papers on, but on the spines, sometimes it's easier to fold it up and make sure that you've got that equal distance around the edge of your brown showing. Oh, I just remembered something that I forgot to show you that I do if you can't find the brown boxes. Oh, do a little in the center. So I'll show you that in just a second. Let's see, make sure you've got it going the right direction. So this is, yeah, that's my friend. Isn't that cute paper? I didn't worry about sanding the edges of this one since it's already mostly white. Okay, it's looking good. Got a little seeping out there. You also could use a ruler right here just to rub it down. Kind of rub that glue in so there's not any little lumps. That's so cute. And I just realized I don't have my flaps cut. So go ahead and cut one of those to show you. Which you probably don't need to see, but might as well. Just fast forward if you're not interested in watching me cut my paper, but let's see. Let me find that again. The two flaps, 2 1/8 by 9 3/16. I've already got a piece here going from my spines that are at 9 3/16. So just gonna do 2 1/8 up to that spot. I love this paper trimmer because it has a little wire down the center of it. So you can see exactly where it's going to cut. Okay, so 2 1/8. Turn it around this way and come to 2 1/8. Okay. And then I'm going to just follow along with my line I've already got going here. Find that line I've got cut across here, and there we go. Okay. Move that to the side. And see if we've cut it right. I usually like to mark my paper first. See, that's a little bit big. You can't really see much. Well, that side looks okay, actually. Put my glasses on again. I think I'm gonna trim it just a tiny smidgen more. Yeah, it doesn't look quite straight for some reason. I don't know what I did. That side looks okay. That side, oh, now it looks straighter. Okay, see if we can get just a sliver off of it. And Yeah, it's best to like make a mark with a pencil and check that it's going to fit in the space that you're putting it in, because your book may be not exactly the same size, or your folio might not be exactly the same size as mine. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm going to use my corner. That's such a mess going on here. Okay, corner chomper. I'm going to chomp it on 2 corners on the same side of my paper. And this is not directional, so it doesn't matter which side. But if you were using paper that needed to go in a certain direction, you need to make sure you're getting it on the right side, of course. Okay, that looks good. So we'll go ahead and glue that down. And then I'll probably skip ahead so you don't have to watch me glue everything. Oh, okay. Before I forget, also, I need to show you how to use the white boxes, and then I need to show you our ribbon. We want to tuck our ribbon under our paper. So I've got a piece here already. It's about 14 inches. You want 2 pieces about 14 inches. And this one, let me show you. You can do it however you want to. This one I just tucked inside 2 pieces. And also for this flap, I used one of the cut aparts, and it does not have the hello in it. This is a die, so I added that on. You could just use some letter stickers and spell out hello. It's pretty easy to find a hello in stickers, I feel like, but I just thought that was such a cute little sentiment to give to somebody. But so I trimmed a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom, and here is the measurement if you want it for this card. Okay, so trim the top and the bottom. I wanted a little bit of these flowers to show in the top corner, so that's what I was trying to do. You can leave it the size that it is if you want to, but I feel like it covered up so many of the cute little flowers here. I am such a perfectionist. Okay, and then all I did was score. So then I glued 2 pieces together that were the same size, and I scored it about, you can score it between a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 an inch on this side. And I bent, folded that under, and then I tucked it under this paper before I glued it down. Okay, so then you have a flap. There's that. Also, for if you're using a white, if you can't find the brown and you're using the white boxes, like I said, I feel like they don't crack as easily. But this is what I do. So your boxes are white, obviously, on the front, but on the back they're brown. So I flip the sides backwards. I just fold them back over the other direction. That way, because if you were using the white on the white side, on the outside, it would definitely crack. It does crack the white, and it will show the brown through it. But the brown doesn't crack if you fold it in this direction. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. I'm happy to answer any questions. I know I'm not always the very best at explaining things. Okay, so I'm going to measure about halfway. It doesn't have to be perfect, just to tuck my ribbon in. And this is 9, almost 9.5. So it's about 4 3/4. Yeah. So I'm just going to make a little mark at 4 3/4. That's my center. I'll know where to put some glue. I'm just going to make kind of a little square here, because I'm going to do an eyelet here, and I'd rather not punch the eyelet through the glue, eyelet setter. Okay, just attach that like that, and then glue your paper on. I did forget to do that one time, And I just took a knife and I was able to slide a sharp knife in there and pry the paper up and slide the ribbon in there. I am kind of a forgetful crafter. Be sure and please like this video, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you want to see more paper, more paper crafting videos. I don't do them as often as I used to. I do have a jewelry business. I sell jewelry in Hawaii at the sand people shops, when I should have, probably would have liked the edge of this sanded also. So I'm pretty busy with that, but when I have time, I love to do paper crafting. All right, just like that. And then I would also go ahead and do the same thing on my back before I forget, and just glue another piece of ribbon to the back. But I'm going to skip ahead so you don't have to watch me glue everything. Oh, actually, do need to do the eyelet first. Okay, that's how we're looking so far. All right, you also need to cover the inside of your flap before you do your eyelet. And you don't have to do an eyelet. It's just a little extra fun addition. You also could put a button there instead, which I think I kind of like the button the best, actually. But oh, I didn't show you, I had two different ways that I did the eyelet. This one I just did it like I'm doing now, and I put the ribbon underneath the paper, and then I just put the eyelet on top of that, on top of the paper, and I'll show you that now. This one, I just tied the ribbon through the eyelet, which I like the look of that better, but it is more difficult to tie with that knot there. So I just folded it around, the ribbon around through that eyelet, left it the extra about this long, and I glued it together. I pinched it together, and then I folded a little piece of ribbon in half here, and I wrapped that around and glued it. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to, double it up through there and tie it so that I wouldn't have an extra piece sticking out. So let me know if you have any ideas. Anyway, those are two suggestions there. I think I'll go ahead and do some filing on this. Let's see, I don't want to rough up my book. And I have been able to get 3. Yeah, I did do the 3 folios out of one package of paper. If you want to do more than that, you might want to buy more than one package. I don't know how long it's going to last since it is an older. This is a little more tricky here than doing it on my countertop, but I just wanted to show you how I do it. It's pretty easy, just like that. And get your little corners. Okay. All right. It's kind of messy. I'll go ahead and glue that on. All right, I glued that on. So we've got paper on the front and the back of our flap. And I'm gonna mark this again just to be sure. Let's see, ruler at 4 3/4. That looks perfect. Right where the center of my ribbon is. Ooh, just about lost my eyelet there. Okay, keep track of your eyelet. All right, our eyelet setter has a larger hole here and a smaller hole here. So I'm going to use the larger hole for this eyelet. Don't ask me the size of it, sorry. It's about this big. It's not the tiny ones. I'm just going to punch my hole there, leaving about probably 1/4 of an inch below the hole. Just like that. Then I'm going to set the eyelet in that hole. And, ooh, let's see if I can remember. I believe the longer part here. Okay, let's see, I can't hold that and show you. Okay, the longer part that's sticking out goes in the top, and this is the bottom. I've got my little top written here, so I know that goes on the top. Oops. So just, let's see, what am I doing? Okay, slide it right into this spot. Gonna hold your eyelet with that little groove that's sticking out. Let's see if I can get it to where you can see it. There we go. Get your ribbon out of the way and just push it kind of hard and fast. Oh, I can't squeeze it with that hand hard enough. Let's see. And it kind of flares the edges out like that. I hope I got it good enough. It's okay. I didn't push quite hard enough. Okay, so that's how you set your eyelet. All right, I do have one that's got all of my pieces glued on, so you don't have to watch me glue everything. I've got a little piece of the barn paper on my spine there. I've got the gingham on that spine. And this beautiful wood grain paper with the watercolor florals. And then I also went ahead and just glued another piece of the ribbon to the back, so I don't forget to do that. I just measured again at about 4 3/4 and just put a little glue there. Okay, and then I think I'm going to, I probably won't take the time to glue that on now, but, and you don't have to cover your back. Well, you do want to cover it if you've got a piece of ribbon sticking out there. I was thinking I would use that for the back. Such pretty paper. Alrighty, I wanted to show you the pockets here. But like I said, just make sure that these aren't too big. Make sure you've got a little space in between your papers here, so it'll close okay. This is such a fun project. All right, for your pockets, let's see if I can find that note. Here it is. Oh. Let's see, I guess I didn't quite finish that note, but you'll get the idea. So for your base with the brown paper, which you can use the craft paper, this is from Hobby Lobby and it exactly matches the color of the brown boxes, or you can use an extra box and cut it up. So those are my measurements for this piece. I think I did actually do it at 3 3/8 by 5 1/2, and then I score it on 3 edges at 1/2 inch. Okay, and then you can fold those in. I'll show you that real quick on here. So I score it at 1/2 inch there, and I turn it 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here. So 1, 2, 3 sides. All right. That measurement was wrong. Then you're going to trim off the corners, kind of like we did earlier, without cutting that corner, and we're going to kind of come up a little bit so it's not totally straight across, and that way it's not going to overlap. Okay, let's try that. Fold those. See how that looks. That looks pretty good. Okay, I like to cut this top edge just a little bit so it doesn't show and it doesn't get in your way when you're trying to tuck something in as much, right? Just like that. And then, oh, yeah, I guess that doesn't matter if we're gonna cover it up, right? Okay. I've got this one all ready to go. I'll show you how to notch that pocket to make it, I just think that is so cute. Okay, like that. So, this is an envelope punch board. I'll see if I can find that and link that below too. I'm not sure if I could, if they have it on Amazon. I bet they do. They have so much stuff there. But all you need to do is, and I had already measured this out. I put a couple of marks here at 3 3/4, and also at, whoops, glue. Oh, well, no, it's 2. It's measuring out from this way, so it's 2 1/4 and 2 3/4. And I'm just going to notch it there. You can kind of make a little mark. That doesn't look like the center to me. I wonder if I changed this. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and mark the center with this little guy. So let's go this way. It's about 5 1/2, so that makes it, I have to do math now. Half of 5 is 2 1/2, so then, so 2 3/4. So that's about the center right there. Just make a light mark, and then I'm gonna make sure. Well, yeah, that looks right. And then you just punch it, and it makes this cute little notch. Okay, and then this one, I'll just trust my measurement. Oh, see, that's way off. Phooey. Okay, so if that happens to you, it happens sometimes, because, yeah, it's hard to get your measurements exact here. I'm just going to trim a little bit more off that edge. So it doesn't hurt to leave your pockets a little bit bigger to start out with. Grab my paper cutter again. Oh, I have so much stuff here. And I'm just going to trim that edge. Just going to hold it against this white edge. I think a little more actually. Okay. Let's see here. That looks about right. Hopefully I cut the right side. Correct side. We all make mistakes sometimes, right? Okay, it's not perfect, but another thing you could do is score that in a little bit, or even just trying to fold it in a little bit more. Yeah, I'm such a perfectionist. I drive myself crazy sometimes. That is pretty hard to do. When it's already scored and folded. Oh, goodness, that's really tough. It's some really strong paper too. This craft paper from Hobby Lobby. Okay, let's see how that looks. And our corners are gonna be overlapping, but I'm not gonna stress about it right now. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't know, I can't tell a whole lot of difference, but I think it's a little bit better. All right, moving on. Sorry, this is a long video, but I just think this is such a neat project. So cute. All right, I'm gonna put a little glue on here and attach it to the base of the pocket. It's so hard to choose sometimes, like, oh, which side of the paper should I use? I thought this was a really cute contrast though, with this just a little bit of black and white plaid here for the pockets. Okay, and then I'm going to add some glue on my flaps on the back, making sure I get it on both edges. You want this edge to be glued down so it doesn't get in your way when you're tucking stuff in, and this edge is important to just to hold it down. Okay, good. Let's see. And I like to have a little scrap that's, I think I have a couple of cut aparts, yeah. Because if you want to tuck some cut aparts in here, you want to make sure that you have enough space. Isn't that cute? Make sure you have enough space for one here. And then you might have to put shorter things in your taller pocket, but alrighty. I don't want to glue that to it. And then again, just trying to make sure you've got equal amounts. Just eyeball it. Okay. Kind of an equal border around everything. But you know, if it's not perfect, that's how somebody knows that you made it for them, right? If you're gifting it to someone, make sure that's good and attached. Do the same thing with this pocket. Last flap here. I was going to show you these envelopes also that I get at the Dollar Tree. They're perfect for storing your scraps. You can get them, they're usually in the office supply section by like the file folders or the, what do you call them, the little folders that you'd use for school, that kind of thing. But it says on the label that they're 11 inches, but they're actually 12 inches wide, so they're perfect for storing your scrapbook paper scraps. Alrighty, so this is where this little measurement comes in handy. I'm gonna put that just above, sliding around. Tuck those in just above where that little cut apart sheet is, so you'll have enough space there to tuck some little cards in, maybe a tiny bit higher. Good. Again, rubbing that down. Yeah, you don't even need to worry if you get this art glitter glue on the front of your project. It doesn't show. It's not a big deal at all, which I've done many times. And that's a little crooked too, but oh well. Isn't that cute? I love it. And so on this, I was just going to tell you real quick, almost done here. Yay. But with this paper, I wanted to use as much as I could. I get as much out of it as I could, so I used it on the front of another book. So I cut two pieces I cut a piece this size, and I cut a piece this size. And then I had a strip on the bottom of that. So you can see the wood grain is going a different direction here, but I was able to use that piece on the bottom because this is 9 1/4 approximately. So I had a piece here that I was able to put here and here. So just a little tip for you. Love that paper. Isn't that so cute? And then all you need to do is grab a extra little strip from your, let's see, what should we use to hold our little notepad in? I don't love using the blue. I've got a lot of the blue gingham left. I don't love using that with, ooh, that might be cute. Yeah, I wonder if, see, I love saving my, sorry, my mind is going in so many different directions. I love saving the UPC strips. I think you could use that. I think that might be cute. Let's see. You do need a couple extra inches around your notepad. Here's my notepad. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, they also have this size of notepad at Walmart in a 3-pack, and they cost a little bit more, but they're a little bit nicer and a little thicker. I think they have 50 pages rather than 40 pages. That would be, I'm not sure if it would be, it's not as wide. I don't know if it would be strong enough to like hold it in there. So I think I'll find something a little wider. I did have an extra piece of that paper, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that. Yeah, I think that'll look good. And I'm using about 8 inches long. This is about 1 inch wide. And all I do is fold it. Put it approximately in the middle, fold it here, and then fold it around the back. Do the same thing on the other side. Put some glue on that. That's easy. That way, if you're just gluing your paper to your paper, you can remove your pad if it gets filled up. All right. Try to keep that kind of attached there. You want it to be kind of tight so it doesn't slip out. And I want as much as the floral on the top to show as possible. So I'm placing it more towards the bottom. Just eyeballing it again, trying to make sure that I've got kind of equal distance around the edges. That's so pretty. Got glue all over my fingers. Just like that. You can add a couple of cute stickers here. I have a lot of stickers left. I'm not sure where they are at the moment, but I'll show you this one more time. I dressed that up. Thought that was cute. Also, this one I cut in half the big floral bouquet sticker, so that would be cute there also. The other half of it, right? All right, and then I should have showed you before. If you want to have a pen, I've got just extra little scrap of ribbon. I think that's big enough. Grab a pen. Perfect. Isn't that cute? Let's see if this is going to be big enough. Just wrap it around your pen. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, I'm going to carefully take my paper pad out. And let's see, I think I want my pen on this side. I don't know if it really matters, but I like it to be kind of folded into this flap here. So all you need to do is take a piece of ribbon, wrap it around your pen, and glue it So I want it on this side, so over here. Put a little glue on around the center of your pad. It does seep through this ribbon, but it's not a big deal. I'm gonna make sure it's on the edge here though. Okay. Wouldn't hurt to have it a little bit longer, but I already have this piece cut left over from something. And that's all you need to do. Then you've got your little pen loop. Might add a little bit more glue in between. Be sure and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'm so glad that I can share my fun crafting adventures with you all. Of course, you can make some more cute little cards and add them into your pockets. And what a sweet, sweet Mother's Day, Valentine gift, teacher gift. So much fun. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.